and welcome my grade 8 elite students to today's session on the most important questions on module 8 exponential questions. On special request of some of my students, I am making this video which is for grade 8 elite math end of term coverage, and for term 2 coming exam it's a must watch video. I will be solving here questions from module 8 exponential function, and we are going to first begin with some graph questions on the transformations of the parent exponential functions, and after that we are going to move to questions where we have to write the exponential function passing through the given points. So these questions which I am discussing are from the end of term exam coverage, and it is from part 2 of the presentation. Stay glued with me till the end. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and also you share it with your friends who will find it useful. From my channel, I would really request you for subscribing to the channel so that it serves as a motivation for me to make more and more videos for all of you. This is the concept that we will be using for solving the graph questions on transformations of exponential function, and also for writing the exponential function. So here there are some transformations that we have studied in class. For example, there is horizontal and vertical translation, there is reflection from the x and the y axis, and there is also dilation. So here on the screen I have given you a formula sheet of the key concepts on transforming and writing exponential functions. We are going to be using this for solving the question, so make sure you learn them in case it is not provided in your exam. Okay, so let's solve these four questions, question 13, 14, 15, and 16. As I told you, we are going to use the previous slide concepts on transformations like reflection, dilation, translation, and so on for solving these questions. So here, each graph is a transformation of the parent function. So the parent function is given to you as the graph of y equal to 2 to the power x. Now I hope you remember that the graph looks like an increasing function somewhere here. So if I draw a rough graph, it is going to be like this, going up, up and up. Okay, so it's an exponential growth function with the base 2 and the power x. So use the graph of the function to write the equation. Now the first graph that you see in question 13 is a reflection from the x-axis. As you see, I told you the parent graph is going up and this is coming down. So this is the graph of reflection. So the transformation that is used here is reflection from the x-axis, and when it is reflection from the x-axis, a negative sign comes and the part of the graph which is up comes down. So therefore you know that this is the graph of y equal to, this is the parent graph, and because it's reflection from the x-axis, the negative sign will come. So the answer is y equal to minus 2 to the power x, and this is a question on transformation of reflection. Next is question 14. This, as you see, the graph is still increasing. It's an exponential growth function. So there is no reflection here, but you see that the graph has moved from this original position. It was here to the right. So when it has moved to the right, it means it is a question on horizontal translation where the graph has moved to the right. Now you need to see by how many units it has moved. So for that you are going to come at this point. This is the point where the original graph is meeting the y-axis. This was the original graph. Okay, I'm roughly drawing it once more here. So this was the graph of 2 to the power x. Now this point was 1. So 1, 2, 3. 3 points it has moved. This distance is 3. So it has moved 3 units to the right. So I write here 3 units right, and if you see, the equation will change as 2 to the power x is the original, and because it is moving to the right means h is equal to 3. So x minus h, this is the equation. So it is going to be 2 equal to x minus 3. So this is going to be your answer. Okay, in a similar way, let's look at this question. Again, this was the parent graph and now the graph is in the opposite direction. So this is a question on reflection, but this time the reflection is from the y-axis, and after the reflection also the graph has gone up. So how many units it has gone up? If you count similarly, it has gone 5 units up. So this is a question on two transformation. The first is reflection from the y-axis, and the second is the vertical translation where the graph goes 5 units up. So because it is vertical, the value of k is going to be 5 and it is going up, so it's going to be plus 5. So the graph of the equation, or the equation, is going to be y equal to 2 to the power minus x. Now notice there is minus in the power because it is reflection from the y-axis, and plus 5 because the value of k is 5. So that's your answer. Last question is where you have both horizontal and vertical translation. So horizontal and vertical translation. So if you see horizontal, the value of h here is minus 3 because the graph has gone on the left, and the value of k is going to be 4 because the graph has gone up by 4 units. So here the equation is going to be 2 to the power x minus h plus k. So here h is minus 3, so minus and minus becomes plus. So 2 to the power x plus 3 and plus k, which is 4. So that gives you the equation. Again, similarly for question 37, 38, 39 and 40, we are going to use transformations of the parent function. The only difference here is that the equation is different. Now the base is 5 and the power is x, but still it will be an exponential growth function. Roughly, I'm going to draw it here. So it is going to move in this way, going up, up and up. So it's an exponential growth function. So if you see in this one, question 37, the graph has come down by 2 units. Down by 2 units. So if it is down, that means it is vertical translation, and the value of k is going to be negative because of the negative sign, because it's coming down. So the equation is going to be gx equal to the parent function plus k, and k value is negative, so minus 2. So this is going to be the answer. If you look at this one, there are two transformation happening. One is reflection from x-axis. So you see the graph which is going up has come down. It has gone in the opposite direction. And also the graph is moving 3 units up. Up means it's a vertical translation. So the equation is going to be gx equal to, because of the reflection from the x-axis, negative sign comes to the parent function, plus k, and k value is 3. So it is going to be this answer. Next is this one. This, you see the direction is same. It's still an exponential growth function, but it has moved to the right. So therefore, this is a question on horizontal translation. And let us see how many units it has moved to the right. Count. So this horizontal translation has moved by 4 units to the right. That means h is going to be 4. So the equation will be gx equal to 5 to the power x minus h. H is 4, so you get this as your answer. Now this one, you see here that two transformations has happened. This was the original graph which was increasing. So there is a reflection definitely from the y-axis. And also the graph has moved right by 2 units. If it has moved right, that means it is a horizontal translation. So the answer is going to be gx equal to 5 to the power minus x plus 2. So that completes the graph questions on transformations of exponential functions. Let's now move to different kind of questions on exponential function. These are from the lesson on writing exponential function. So many of my viewers and subscribers were asking me to make a video on this topic to clear their doubts. So I am solving the question here. Out of all of these questions, we are going to be solving question 1 and question 3. Let me do one more where there is decimal. I want to do that also. So question 4. So these three I'm going to solve for you, and I will provide you with the answers of the remaining questions. Remember, the method to solve is same. So when you write an exponential function, you will use the basic definition of the equation, that is y equal to a multiplied with b to the power x. This is the only one formula that I'm going to use for solving all of these questions. So how I'm going to do that? Look carefully. So remember, the first point is x1, y1. The second point is x2, y2. This is going to hold true for all the questions. So in your ministry exam, if you get a question like this and you have to show the steps, then you will be doing it one by one as I do it here. So pay attention to my working of the steps. So first I write the equation y is equal to ab to the power x. Now here, because you are given 2 points, so I'm going to substitute in this equation both the values one by one. So first I'm putting y as 16 and x as 2. So when I put y as 16 and x as 2, I get this equation. Okay, this is the first equation that I have got. Similarly, I put next y2 as this and this. So always you will use the method of substitution, where you put the values of x and y in the given equation. So this only equation you will use, and you will use substitution with it. Okay, so now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be writing the second equation also. 32 is equal to ab to the power this. So this is, say, second equation, this is the third equation. Now I'm going to divide these two equations. Now if you are thinking already why I am dividing, then the answer will become clear to you once I do the division. So I'm doing the division, as you would see, so that I can cancel common factors and I can get the value of one variable, either a or b. So a and a khalas, 16 times 2 is 32, so I get 1 by 2 on the left, and b square cancels with b square, 1b is left, so 1 by b. Now I can easily do cross multiplication, and when I do that, the value of b is 2. So I have got, after I divide, the value of one variable, so that is the reason why I divide it. Now that you have the value of one variable, you can substitute in any equation. Equation number 2 is easier to solve, so I'm going to substitute here. So 16 is equal to a multiplied with b square. So b square is 2. So 2 square is 4. So now I divide both sides by 4. Why I divide both sides by 4? Because I want the value of a, and I'm going to cancel the common term. So a is going to be 16 divided by 4, which is 4. So we have got the value of both variable a and b, and after we get the value of the two variables a and b, we are going to put them in this first equation, the only equation which we are using, y equal to ab to the power x. So a is 4, b is 2. So your answer for this question is y equal to 4 multiplied with 2 to the power x. This is the final answer, and that's your exponential function for question 1. So I hope you have understood the method. As I promised you, let me do answer 3 also. Again, if you would observe, I will use the same method and same equation. There is no difference except in the numbers. So this is first equation. Now I put the value. So 90 is ab to the power 2, and 810 is ab to the power 4. This is second, this is third. Again, I divide them. So 90 divided by this is going to be ab square divided by ab4. Now observe how I'm cancelling without a calculator. So 9 nines are 81. So 1 by 9 is what you get here. A khalas. B square goes with B square. You are left with 1 B square and 1 by 9 here. So I can always use cross multiplication. So b square is 9, so b is going to be 3. I ignore the negative sign, I only take the positive value. So now I put back in this equation. So 90 is equal to a multiplied with 3 square. Square of 3 is 9, so 9a is 90. Divide by 9 both sides. I cancel the common term. So a is going to be 10. So I have got the value of both the variables a and b. Now I'm going to put the value of a and b in the original equation to write the exponential function. So your answer for this question is y is equal to 10 times 3 to the power x. So I hope you have understood how to write the equations. Now you can check your answers. These are the correct answers for all the parts, and we are going to do one more question, question 4, in the next slide. So I hope you have checked your answers. You should be getting these answers for the questions, and we are going to do one last question, that is answer number 4. Why I'm doing this? Because it has a decimal. Even though the method will not change, the method to solve will be same. I use the first equation of the exponential function and substitute the points x1 y1 x2 y2. So write the two equations. 4 is going to be a b to the power minus 2, that's the second equation, and 0.5 is going to be a multiplied with b to the power 1 as the third equation. Okay, again I'm going to do the same method. I'm going to divide them. So 4 divided by 0.5 is equal to a class. Sorry, this is plus 1. So I'm going to cancel a with a, and look here carefully, a little bit of exponents I'm going to use here. Now this is power negative. So what do you do when you have power negative? First of all, 4 divided by 0.5 is going to give you 8, and here when you have negative power, this negative power comes down and becomes positive. So this is going to be 1 over, there's already a b to the power 1 here, and this b to the power minus 2, when it comes down it becomes b2 positive. So b2 plus b1 is going to give you b3. So what you get, 1 over b3 is equal to 8. So you can just cross multiply again. So this is going to give you 8 b3 is equal to 1, or b3 is 1 by 8. Now this is b cube is equal to 1 by 8. So b is going to be 1 by 2. That's the value of b that you get. Now after you get the value of b, you can convert it into decimals also, 0.5. Now it's time to get the value of a. For getting the value of a, this time I'm going to use equation 3. Why I use equation 3? Because here the power of b is positive, so easier to solve. Also 0.5 and 0.5 is common, so it is going to give me the answer quickly. So a b to the power 1, this is the equation. So 0.5 is equal to a. Now I put the value of b, which is 0.5. Observe 0.5 is here also, so I can easily divide by 0.5 to get the value of a. Now 0.5 is going to cancel from both sides. So a is equal to 1. Now some of you might do the mistake of cancelling everything and giving a equal to 0. Please don't do that, it will give you the wrong answer. So now the final answer is y equal to ab to the power x, where y is going to be equal to 1 times 0.5 to the power x. So as you see, y equal to 0.5 to the power x is your final answer for question 4. That brings us to the end of today's short session, but very important session for Module 8 Exponential Functions. I hope you found the video useful and it cleared your doubts from part 2 of the exam coverage for end of term 2 for grade 8 elite. And if you found the video useful, give it a thumbs up, comment with your queries and questions, and share the video with your friends so that they can also benefit from the same. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you don't miss my coming videos. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session. See you in my next video. Bye, students.